graining. Find a Grand Prix weekend on which you don't hear that word on the telly and please let us know. What is the problem which we so often hear drivers complaining about in the aftermath of a qualifying session or race? There's several contributing factors, not least the number of corners on the track, the temperature of the surface, or indeed the driving style of the individual behind the wheel. In simple terms, if the sideways acting forces on the tyre are great enough, instead of it sticking to the track as it should, the main body of the tyre will literally begin to break up. Imagine taking an eraser that we've all used at school and constantly rubbing it on a piece of paper. The friction will cause the temperature to rise, and of course you'll then find yourself with a desk full of rubber. In this case, the particles of rubber then make their way to the edge of the track, a treacherous area known in racing terms as the dreaded marbles, some of which remain stuck to the hot surface of the tyre. It's basically when the tyre starts breaking up, peeling, Timo explains. The surface or the contact patch of a slick racing tyre obviously has no tread, no grooves, so the rubber starts to come away, which of course isn't an ideal situation. If you take a look at the car's tyres in parc ferme after a race, you'll often notice that it's usually the fronts which have suffered most. That's because they're doing most of the work, with all those steering inputs. So you find yourself with bits of rubber all over the fronts, but the rears still have fairly good grip levels. When this happens, the rear of the car will effectively push the front out wide in the corner, a common problem known as understeer. This is where the driver can make all the difference, especially somebody with a smooth, caring style. Jenson Button might spring to mind. It's especially important in F1 this year, as we often have a large difference between the two slick compounds on offer, so one will almost certainly be prone to high graining. We also have no refuelling, of course, so that extra weight is another addition to the tyre's already heavy workload. Obviously there's plenty of things which can be adjusted on a car to help it prevent graining too. Brake balance would be one, or adjusting the height of the wings or spoilers depending on the type of car would be another. Graining can affect groove tyres just as badly as slicks, with the tread literally beginning to wear away to nothing. So that's just one of the factors strategists have to bear in mind when it comes to setting up your car before those all-important hot laps on a Saturday afternoon. And it's only when the celebrations begin that the worry of graining delaminates.